proud of my nationality, Hispanic, and I'm proud to be a Salvadorian. It's where my roots came from. Definitely, definitely learned a lot from my people and a lot of things. I mean, because I feel like most of my family been a family of hard workers, and they're not the people who managed to grow up and have such a nice life. They would have never known what the struggle is. They can pass down that that information to us, so that prepares us for the future, for our kids and stuff. It gives us that kind of thing, like that. Those type of stories gives us more motivation to keep going. How you say, there was a saying that goes that you're able to build something out of nothing. That's what they did. My grandparents, they lived in El Salvador. They had kids over in El Salvador, so they all decided to finally come over because of the war. So that was the first gen. So those 4 kids are my mom, my aunt, my uncle, my other uncle. So it's 4 kids. They came over here. The American dreams for my parents, which was the first to come over, was technically to just to set an establishment for their family and kids. So their dream was to have their kids raised in a better foundation and expand off that. That was their dream. And I guess their dream is seeing us be successful, get our degrees, and be able to be called someone. I think that was their biggest dream, because that was the main reason why they came to United States, was for us and for us to build off of what they built out of nothing. That was their specific dream. I don't think it was an American dream in some sort, because they didn't want to like come over here, but they made it happen. I think like without their bridge that they built for us, we would have never been able to like make it through. It would have been very difficult, but they made it easier for us. They kind of paved the road for us, so we can just march in that line and keep going. For my parents, at least, to come in, it was very difficult for them. They told me it was very hard to fit in, because they weren't accustomed to any of the stuff that was here. So it was really different. It's different. Like the way people dress, the way people talk, it was really different. There was a whole language barrier for them. It took them a while. It took them a good, to be honest, when they came here, probably took them a good 6 or 7 years for them to get everything settled right. I didn't really have much persons to come to, you know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of rely on myself. So sometimes my mom will be here and there, because she will usually be traveling a lot with her work. So I spend most of my time with my grandparents. So if I had issues too, or anything to do, or anything school related to, I had to go to my grandparents. And them not having that high of education, trying to help me do algebra and stuff like that, it's very hard. So I kind of had to per se teach myself. I feel like a lot of the things that I had to solve myself was technically school-wise, because my parents I had to usually help translate what was in application sheets for school for my parents, because they did not know what they were signing at all. So I knew with the English that I knew, I just translated back and forth to them to make sure they understand. I had to translate a lot of things. Like if bills came in and they didn't understand something, I would sit down with them, go through the bills, read the bills for them to make sure they understand it, or make sure that everything's right. They're not being they're not being taken advantage of or anything like that. And things like that, I guess. Pretty much was difficult as a kid growing up, kind of already learning how to know what bills are and stuff. I would say, yeah, growing up quicker was a big thing. Yeah. Especially when my mother not being around as much, or my father as well. When my grandparents, I did have to take a lot of responsibilities, like my brothers, my sisters and stuff. I had to take care of them, help them do their homework, make sure they're not getting into trouble and stuff. So yeah, technically, it was a lot of pressure at first, but after a while, you get used to it. You can start getting adjusted to the role. But yeah, that kind of forced me to grow differently and see things differently.